Hey, this is Frank with thebraingarage.com, and I am wondering if perhaps you aren't addicted to procrastination. Sure, it's easy to say, I'm somebody who just always puts things off, or I'm not good at time management, but that's not really what I'm referring to. What I'm thinking about is the feeling you get when you have put things off until the very end, when the pressure just seems so incredible and you are bursting at the seams with the sense of near danger. That's the feeling that I think many of us become addicted to, because it's that sense of near danger or imminent threat that pushes a lot of us into action, into finally getting done the things that we know we ought to do or want to do or should do. And it's a funny feeling, practically sadomasochistic, in the sense that we enjoy the feeling of near punishment that comes with chronically putting things off until the last second, and you just all of a sudden can't think of anything else besides doing what it is you have to do. And there, my friend, is the clue. That is what we need to be able to get into things that we want to do on a regular basis before we feel that sword of Damocles dangling over our head. You don't have to live with that sense of danger or feeling uneasy, which comes from chronic procrastination. Instead, what you might want to do is take the positive aspect of what happens at the end of your procrastination chain. That feeling of total concentration, total focus, where you feel so absorbed in the task that it all of a sudden becomes easy and delightful and fun and challenging, in the sense that you're pulling things out of thin air, that you are really firing on all cylinders. Now, this is a rhetorical podcast. I started with a question and tried to be a little playful, but I think it's a pretty universal experience. I think people procrastinate not because they're bad or bad at time management or someone who puts things off. I think that a lot of people need to have that feeling of pressure build up so they can in turn focus on what needs to be done. And so what I really think, in terms of overcoming this kind of self-punishment that is on a cyclical loop, is to think about the positive feeling or state that you get in at the very end of your self-torment, where you're totally focused and able to see your task, able to really concentrate on doing every aspect of it, often quite beautifully. It's another funny thing about procrastination. Sometimes people really do their best work when they're under that kind of pressure. But I think you can work it in the positive. It doesn't have to be negative pressure. You can say, well, what's actually occurring when I feel that pressure is total focus, total concentration, total absorption in the task. So the purpose of a rhetorical question is to get you to think. And I think that there is some truth to this premise that I've laid out here, that you can choose to become totally focused on your work at will, whenever you want. Let's say weeks before a deadline is due, because there is another fantastic benefit of this. Not only do you feel better about getting things done, it's done so early that the rest of your life opens up, and you are able to live a more full life, happier, less stressed when you're not, doing that death focus on getting your task done. Another benefit is that before the actual deadline of something is due, you already have the project complete, or a first draft fully worked out, or most of it already done, and you can go back after having let it rest and percolate a little bit and put some really lovely finishing touches on your project, feeling good about it, so that when you hand it in or submit it or put it into the marketplace, it's really fully realized and as beautiful as you could make it in a positive way. Well, that's all for now. This is Frank from thebraingarage.com. Thank you for listening. You can gain instant access to hundreds of our hypnosis meditation, brainwave music sleep programming, and affirmation MP3s when you become a member of thebraingarage.com. Thanks again. Have a great day. And if you have something to do, just try and focus on it to the exclusion of everything else well before the deadline, and you'll find you'll be able to go out with your friends, your family, and maybe even relax when you're not supposed to be working. That's all. Thanks so much.